I think that we went on the road, LA, and lost two there. I felt like we played well against USC, clearly the top team in the country, and had a chance to extend the game to five. And then, but the match before that was UCLA, and we were, it was poor, just poor execution, not really ready to play. And then that kind of carried over to last Friday against Colorado, and really no answers for that. But fortunately, we were able to play a little bit better against Utah, and I feel like we're coming out of a slump, if that's what you want to call it. But we haven't been really that sharp the last couple of weeks. I'm not sure if that's a product of the schedule, and we were on the road for 2 weeks and had two Wednesday matches in a row. But it's been hard for everybody. Losing is always hard. But I feel like we're kind of getting back on track. In fact, practices so far this week have been excellent. So I'm looking forward to going to the Bay Area and see if we can, play at the level we had played and maybe a little bit better. Just being on the road I think is hard. And it's hard for a group that we're relying on three kids that are first-year players. Even though they're older, they're just not used to the grind of being in the conference. And so I think it's just we're learning on the job, and but I like where we're at right now. I like where the team is at right now. I like what's going on. I like kind of the mindset. So I think we're going to turn the corner this week. Now, whether or not that, translates into wins, we hope so, but I'm not really looking at it that way. I'm just looking at it in terms of our own process and where we are in that process. And right now I feel like we're kind of coming out of kind of a little bit downturn. Sometimes you just, like a hitter goes into a batting slump, sometimes you just can't put a finger on it. And the only thing you can do is get through it by going through it and just keep working and keep your, kind of your nose to the grindstone. And as my assistant Greg Whitus would say, the answer is in the dirt. You just got to work. And I think that's what we're doing. We're certainly putting the work in. Stanford had a really good match, a good win last Wednesday against Washington at home. And Hodson was kind of a league of her own. She was really good. So, but any one of those kids can get hot, and will get hot. I mean, last time we played Lutz, and I think she had 50 swings and we couldn't stop her. So, we'll see what we can do. We'll have certainly a game plan against them and see if we can execute it.
I think after this week's practice, this weekend we'll be good at it. We've really been working hard, and Dave's been pushing us a lot. I think just a game can be made or broken in 1 point. So just dial it in every single point. We can dial it in and hopefully get them.
Being able to come back home after a long 21 days away from here, it was nice to be back in our home crowd. Disappointing that we couldn't get the win on Friday, but definitely it was nice getting that win on Sunday just to pick up our confidence and reassure ourselves as well as the other teams in the Pac-12 that we're still here and we're still ready to compete. Not so much draining, it's just a really good learning experience because being in this conference, nothing is going to be easy, and knowing that we have the potential and talent to come close to these great teams is a great learning experience for not only me but everybody else.